This is Dr. Borgi here. I'm going to be your instructor for this summer of 2025 Guidance 2 class, section 41227, and I'm here on the welcome page. I just want to say that this is a 6-week course. This is asynchronous, meaning there are no required course meetings. If you would like to set up a Zoom meeting with me, you can feel free to do so. I am available via text at 909-224-1204 or by email AMY B as in boy, OR, G as in George, H as in Henry, I at chafee.edu. Either way is fine. I will respond to you quickly via text within the day, and via email it may take me up to 48 hours to answer. So if you have an immediate question, please text me 909-224-1204. So this course introduction is going to go over how I would like you to view this course. Unfortunately, I may be able to view as a student here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that because I'm in my account as an instructor. So this is what you're going to see. This is a good test for me to kind of see what's there. But you're not going to be able to see certain assignments here, so I may have to switch out because, the class hasn't started yet. So I'm recording this before the class has actually begun. You will not have access to Canvas until noon on the day that we begin classes, which for this term is June 2nd. So on June 2nd at noon, you will be able to access the course. You may see information that is not correct prior to that time because the updates for this course will not take place until then. So we're going to start here on the welcome page. You are going to see, there's a video, the course introduction, and it will be here. So this is the course introduction video, and it'll be embedded here. It'll also be embedded at the top of the modules page, which I'll show you in a second. I want you to take note that SpongeBob is here saying welcome to you with a boa, and your job is to always check the announcements every time you log in because I'm always using the announcements page to update. So the way you check that is you click on this here. It will take you to the announcements. Right now I have a bunch of announcements still in here from last term. It looks like I need to clean that out, and I will. But you see how many announcements I gave during our, I think it was an 8-week course last year that I taught. So there's going to be a lot of updates there, so make sure you're checking the announcements. Okay, the other sections that you want to check out are the modules, assignments, and discussions. Here's your grades, Zoom. This is where you do course evaluations, and tutoring support is here. There's also a search, and I don't know why you guys can see submit final grades, but I need to change that because you guys shouldn't see that. Anyway, here we are. You can click directly on these, and it'll take you to that place in Canvas. And notice that it takes you to what we call the modules page. And I might as well just test these all since I'm here. Oh, so these are weeks that are not open, I suppose. So if it's not open, it'll say access denied. Okay, but you can always reach everything through here, the modules section. So on this side, it's modules. If you're on your phone, it's actually going to be like if your phone is here, it's going to be in like a little hamburger thing up at the top right. Or maybe it's 3 dots or something. You'll click on that. It's not intuitive on the phone, but it is. This module view does exist on the phone. You just have to click in a different spot. So every phone and every app version on each phone is different, which is why I don't have like a tutorial on how to do that on the phone because it varies by phone. All right, so anyway, we're here. The course introduction is where our course begins, and it's basically the course introduction video is going to be here. This is the one from last term. Typically, I would do it where I'm shooting like this, but I thought I'm going to try doing a screen like tutorial because it might be better for you guys, more helpful. You're going to see me throughout the course. I'm going to be making lots of video content for you, but that's me looking kind of a little rough in that photo. But you know what? I really am glad that I have a lot of videos up already where you can see who I am and whatnot. But for this video, I want you to start here and read this first. And this is basically going over the most important things about the class. And so this section is going to tell you where you find your homework, how to check your grades, how to switch into module view, where to look for extra credit. This video here is going to be how to navigate Canvas for this course, but luckily I'm already showing you in this video, so this is kind of redundant. I have following instructions as the main way that I grade. So basically, make sure you read the rubrics for assignments so you can understand how each assignment is graded. This is very important and something I like to go over. In Canvas, if you're trying to attach more than one file, you have to upload them all at the same time. So you put them all in the queue by choosing them from your, like, browse your computer. And then once you have everything in that you want to turn in, you're going to upload, press the upload button. So all of them upload at the same time. If you try to upload one at a time, whatever the newest upload, it's going to bump out anything that's already in there. At Chafee, unfortunately, Canvas times out, and it doesn't give you any warning about this. It looks like everything's fine. You might keep typing into your assignment even, and then next thing you know, it will be you'll be ready to turn it in. You'll press enter, or turn in or whatever it is, and you'll lose all your work, and you have to start over. So I recommend using maybe like a Word document or a Pages document or a Google Doc or something to do your work, and then just copy and paste your work at the last minute. Don't send links to assignments. So there's no cloud links allowed in this class. I repeat, there are no cloud links. And when I say cloud link, I mean if your assignment has a link that leads me to the assignment, that is not okay. Why? I've had people cheat doing this because you can continue to update the assignment after you turn it in. And that's not fair to people who turn in their work on time. That's another thing. I don't take late work. Late work is not a thing. See, it says right here, you can't turn in late work. And I mean that so sincerely. I do have some extra credit and things, but the reason why there's no late work in this class is because this is a 6-week class. We're moving quickly. I do not have time to circle back and grade your late work. And I am not creating more work for myself by accepting late work, because my job is to teach you how to be a good college student. And I want to do that because I care about you. So if I am taking late work from you, I am letting you get away with something that is just not okay. You need to learn to turn in your work on time. Just like you would be if it was a job and you had a deadline, you would turn it in by the deadline, or you might get fired. So this is basically like real life adulting situations, and I want you to learn how to do this properly. Okay, so what you should do for each time you approach this class every week. We start on Mondays. The new content is always posted on Monday. I like to post before 9 o'clock p.m. At some point, I will have it up around 9 p.m. or earlier. You will turn in the work for each week the following Monday by 11:59 p.m. So the work is presented in Canvas to you Monday at 9 o'clock p.m. and you have until the following Monday at 11:59 p.m. So everything is due in Canvas by 11:59 p.m. You will turn in all work on Canvas. Okay, so you're going to check the syllabus for any readings and assignments. You're going to do that from the modules tab over here. Okay, and you'll go to the week of whatever week we're on, and you'll go through the assignments. I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. You're going to check the assignment list for the current module. This is also in the syllabus, and I'll show you where to find that in the syllabus as well. You're going to use your day planner to write down all of the information for each week. Like, what do I need to accomplish? And if you are smart, you will also set aside some time that you plan to do the assignments. I do reward students who turn in their assignments by Friday. So you turn in your assignments by Friday at 11:59 p.m. You may find yourself with a reward at the end of the week. So aim to turn in your assignment at Friday. So if I assign it this week and you turn it in before Friday, you might get a bonus. All right, so next we have do the assigned reading for the week first. So the book in this class is recommended, meaning if you can't purchase it for any reason, like you're poor or whatever, and you just don't have the funds right now, you can survive without the book. However, I strongly recommend that you get the book. It's pretty inexpensive. I would say that the best way to do the book is the audiobook version. Unfortunately, it's a more expensive version, but I'm just saying, like, you might want to look around to see if you can find a version that is cheaper than the one on Amazon. The one on Amazon is through Audible, and I think it's like $30 or something ridiculous. So there's probably a cheaper version out there somewhere. If you can find that, I would recommend that. If that's too much and you don't want to spend $30 or whatever, I get it. I would do the online version of the book, just so you have instant access to it. Because if you order the hard copy, it might take a while to reach you. There are usually copies of this book in the library on reserve. You can use the book on reserve, no problem, but you can only use it at the library. They may have online copies on reserve. I know they were working on getting those up last term, but I don't know if they actually completed that at this time. I can check and leave an announcement about it. Again, check your announcements. But you definitely want to make sure that you have access to the book if you would like to make this course easy on you. If you don't have the book, I strongly recommend that you take notes while you are going through videos and materials related to presentations of material from the book, so you have something to study for the final exam. There are no tests in this class, just a final exam. The final exam has two parts. The one part is multiple choice and it's done on Canvas. I will give extended time to students who have that outlined as accommodations for the disability programs and services. So if you have extra time for your exam, just remind me that you would like those minutes, extra minutes, applied to that exam anytime between now and the final exam, and I will add those minutes to your exam. If you do not tell me you want the minutes added, I will not add them. That's part of just the rules for delivery of DPS services here at Chafee, is students have to ask for their accommodations to be put in place. And so if you would like that, please make sure you message me. Text me at 909-224-1204 or email me, amy.borgi@chafee.edu. Okay, so you want to, well, there's no actual class sessions to attend, so maybe I should remove that. Watch any movies or explore the online materials. If it's in Canvas for the week, you are expected to watch it. You're expected to read it. You're expected to complete it. If it doesn't say, don't complete this, or this is just for you to review, there's probably an assignment or something related to it. If it is in Canvas, it is a fair game for the final exam. So I was saying there's two parts of the final exam. One is online and taken through Canvas, and it's like a multiple choice, true, false, short answer, fill in the blank kind of situation. There is one essay question, but it's really more like a short answer, long short answer question. It does have a length requirement. The part that you're writing is a separate file. So like you'll take the test, that's multiple choice, true, false, short answer in one assignment. And then there's a separate assignment where you'll be writing your essays. It's just easier for me to grade that way, but I'm letting you know now, so don't say you didn't know. And then, okay, you're gonna turn in your homework by the following Monday at 11:59, unless it says otherwise in the syllabus. I'll go over the syllabus just a moment, okay? You cannot turn in late work, just saying. Please expect that this class is going to take about 9 hours of your life per week. It may take a little more or a little less on some weeks where, like, let's say I've assigned something and you waited until the last minute to do it and you had 2 weeks to do it. So maybe during that third week, you might have more than 9 hours because you didn't do 3 hours in the previous week. So if something's assigned that week, I would suggest you need to start working on it that week. That's why it's in there, to spread it out for you. So there's a few assignments that are like that, and I'll go over those too. All right, so make sure you have enough time to complete the course. You want 3 hours of, reviewing Canvas, 3 hours of reading, plus 3 hours of homework. All right, so Canvas navigation. I'm going to let you read this because I've already gone over it, but basically the biggest thing here is do not send links to assignments. You're not allowed to do that. And it says if you, and I think I have this outlined somewhere in assignments, but if you send me a link to an assignment, on the first time you do it, I'm going to give you half credit for the assignment. And I'm going to remind you that we don't use cloud links. If for some reason you include a link, but I can't access your work from that link, you're just going to get a 0. And I'm going to remind you that we don't allow those links to assignments. You need to either copy and paste the text from an assignment that you created in a Word document or Pages document or Google document, and you'll copy and paste it into the text box of the assignment, or you can attach a document. And I suggest that even if you use Pages or something like that, that you convert to a Word document. Why? Because you can do that from Google Docs and you can do that from Pages. And if you're able to turn it in document form, like .doc or .docx, then I will be able to grade it right in Canvas, and it will make grading for me so much easier. And it just takes you a second to save it in that format. Otherwise, I have to like open it in a separate window. It makes it a lot harder to grade it. And I'm going to be honest with you, I always grade those last. So if I see it's like a document that I have to like open in a separate window, I'm going to save that for the end of my assignment grading. And your stuff's going to always be graded last if that's how you turn stuff in. But if you don't care, cool. Then it's going to be last. Okay, so if you have a question or comment that I made on an assignment, do not reply directly in the assignment because I do not get notifications when you do that. And I've tried to set it so I do, but for some reason it's kind of glitchy. So if you have a question about an assignment, please email or text me, one or the other. If my email's down, my text should be still working. If my text isn't working, then my email should be up. You should be fine. If you leave me a message, like a phone message, I'm going to be honest, I don't always get back to those right away. I try, of course, but sometimes I don't notice when people just call me and don't text me because I'm not expecting that. And I get a lot of telemarketing calls. I'm sure you guys do too. So I don't always answer my phone. And sometimes I'm negligent about like checking my voice messages because no one really calls me. They all text me. So just letting you know. Here's a speed test to test your computer speed to make sure that Canvas is working. If you're trying to access Canvas from a foreign country, you may not be able to do so because of the firewalls and things. If that is the case, you will not be able to take this class, and I would recommend that you drop the class immediately if you're trying to access from a foreign country and you cannot access the class. We will not be able to work that out, and I'm letting you know right away because I've had students who are like, well, I couldn't access it the whole time, and so I should get extra time to do all the work, and basically that's a no for me. If you cannot be in a place where you can access the course from week 1, you should not take the class and you should drop the class. I'm not going to work with you on you completing all the assignments after the fact. That's just too much. Okay. So if you're in Singapore right now and you can't access the class because you are trying to access it from a foreign country, you need to drop the class and retake it at another point in time, or take it somewhere where you can access from wherever you are. Okay. If for some reason Canvas is down, you may email your assignment. The assignment has to be emailed prior to the due date. So if Canvas is not working and you don't turn in your work, even if you email me and say, I did the assignment, if the assignment is not also included in that email, I'm not going to give you credit because a lot of people's internet goes down. If there's a whole internet outage, I will just give people more time to turn something in. If Canvas is completely down, I'll give people more time to turn something in. But if it's just you and your problem with Canvas, just go ahead and email it to me. You can do that from your phone as well. So if for some reason like your internet isn't working, if you have cellular data, you can just send it that way, send it via your cell phone. Taking pictures of an assignment is okay in that situation. So some people are like, well, if my internet's working, how am I supposed to email it to my phone? Don't worry about it. Just take a picture of the completed assignment and email it to me so I can see that you completed it. The goal here is that to see that you actually completed the assignment on time and that you're turning it in via email on time, even though Canvas was down. I strongly urge you to turn in your work ahead of time. Again, I reward people who turn in their work on Friday by 11:59 p.m., even though the work is not due until Monday at 11:59 p.m. Trying to give you an incentive for doing things ahead of time just because I want to instill that in you as a good habit. It will give you the weekend to do fun stuff. All right, so all of the times, or all of the assignments, all the time have either a due date next to them or no due date. Let me show you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head out of here. I'm going back to modules. I want you to see kind of how things are labeled here. So here I am in week 1. So you only have access to the course introduction and week 1 right now. Each week on Monday, a new module will be revealed, before 9 p.m. Sometimes it'll take me all the way to 9 p.m. to get it up. Sometimes I'll get it up earlier. But I have obligated myself at 9 p.m. as my deadline. So the course introduction video will appear again here. You'll read that first. Here's a frequently asked questions page. This goes over my teaching philosophy, which is totally to help you. I want to help you. Basically, I want you to learn how to be a better student and a better person. I'm going to give you lots of tools and things that you could use right away in your classes and your life, and you can start applying them right away. And hopefully some of this stuff will be helpful and useful in helping you change to be the best person that you can be. So this might say guidance 507, but this is guidance 2. and I need to like fix that, but I'm probably not going to, so I'm just letting you know. This is the right one for this class. So what books do you need? There's only one book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens by Sean Covey. Digital audio version works best. This book, again, if you purchase it and turn it in this week in the assignment for purchase your textbooks, you will get extra points for purchasing the textbook because the textbook purchase is optional. However, I strongly urge you to gain access to a copy of this book or to, get your hands on a copy so you can read the material, because this book is a life-changing. The material I'm presenting is great, but like to read it from the book is way better. Okay, so there's a daily or weekly physical day planner that's due. You cannot use a day planner, so like a digital day planner. So like your phone is not okay, iPad is not okay, a computer is not okay. I did see that there were some DPS students that have a digital day planner as an option for you. If that is outlined in your accommodations, you can feel free to use a digital day planner, but only because it's outlined in the accommodations on your DPS form. Okay, if that's not on your DPS form, then you still need to turn in a physical, actual paper and pencil day planner. It can be any day planner, any size, but what I don't want is a monthly day planner, like where you open up the book and like on the pages are a whole month. I want either every day has its own page, or each week has it like spread over 2 pages. So you have like a whole week in front of you, or a day at a glance. So those two would be the most ideal because you're going to be writing stuff in the day planner. So watching the Canvas introduction video, which you're watching now, is helpful for how to navigate this course. Homework is due 11:59 on the Monday following its appearance in the syllabus, if it doesn't have another due date next to it. If it has another due date, that means you have more time to do it. Can I turn in late work? No. But if you have a doctor's note or a proof of court appearance, I will take that. Excuses I don't take are deaths in the family, because people just abuse those things. Like, honestly, I get it. If you have a death in the family, it might cause a disruption in your ability to turn stuff in. But I'm going to tell you this. This is a 6-week class. You miss 1 week of work, you're probably not going to pass this class. And I don't take late work for deaths in the family or other obstacles. If you get in an accident and have to go to the hospital and you can provide a doctor's note that gives me a week's worth of time that you're out, I will let you make up that work. But otherwise, or jury duty, I suppose, otherwise I'm not going to give extra time to anybody. And this is just because this is a 6-week class. We do not have time for late work. We don't have time for makeup work. I am not that organized to handle all your late work, and you guys need to be on track. Keep on top of your work. There is no late work in this class. I am sorry, I just can't handle it with a 6-week class. And I want you to be responsible. I care about you. I want you to learn to meet your deadlines. If for some reason you do have some kind of crazy situation that is happening, please text me, message me. We'll figure it out. I may recommend that you drop the class, or that we do it incomplete, or something else. But what's not going to happen is you're not going to have a week that you miss and then somehow make it up before the end of this class. You may have to take it incomplete, or you may end up with a bad grade. I don't know. It just depends on the situation. But please don't count on me being super kind and flexible in that way, because I am not going to be, and I'm warning you now. Because I care about you, I want you to understand that college has firm deadlines. This class has firm deadlines, and I am not going to make an exception for you. The rules apply to everyone equally because I'm fair. It is a fair environment for everyone. So let's see, moving on. What if I miss an assignment? Well, I do have extra credit that you can make up some of the points. I think I have 150-ish extra credit points in the class. There's about 920, 940 points total in the class. So that's just maybe a little less than 1/8 of the coursework could be made up with extra credit. I sometimes give miscellaneous extra credit points for winning contests or doing cool things in my class, okay? So can I make up quizzes and tests? Well, we don't have any quizzes, and so there's no worries about making up that. And the final exam has 2 parts, and I think I'm listing it in week 4, so you have 2 weeks to complete it. And so I would suggest getting it done as soon as possible. I'm not going to let you turn in the final exam late. And it's worth 200 points, which is a lot. So please make sure you handle your business. Okay, California Connects is a mobile internet service that you have access to as a Chafee student. I have it as $19.99 per month here, but I don't know if the cost has gone up this term. I have not looked. It may be more expensive at this point because during COVID, I think they lowered the price. We could just click on it and see what's up with that. Let's try. I'm curious. Oops, that page can't be found. Ooh, boy. Let's see if we can find the right link here. There it is. Okay, so California Connects for $20 a month. There it is. So we just need to put the right, I'll put the right link in there for you. Promise. Okay, so what if Canvas is not working? So anyway, I've gone over this, but what I would say is that you should get the app on your phone so you can turn in things or do things if your internet is not working. You could use your cellular data to turn something in. Of course, there are always computers available at the school library during library's regular hours, which you'll be able to find in the syllabus and online. And what I'm going to say is I always have a backup location in which I can access the internet. So unless like the whole area is out, like if there's a power outage or something, that's a different situation than just your internet's down. So if you have an internet that's iffy, like I do, I have Charter and they suck. I have a Starbucks down the street that I know I can go to most of the time to do it. And I also have other friends that live nearby that if there were a last minute urgent situation, I could use that. I also have a hotspot on my phone that I could use, but the California Connects works as a hotspot, and it's only $20 a month. So if you don't have internet, you could just do this. This class is a month and a half long, so you could pay $40 and have internet for sure, for sure. All right, so let's see. If you have a disability, if I have already received your DPS contract, I will sign it in the first couple of days of the class. Once that's signed, you need to let me know that you would like your accommodations applied to the class. Really, the only accommodations that I've seen so far from people that apply to the class would apply towards the final exam, where you would get extra time. So if you have extra time for tests, please remind me for the final that you need that extra time. I will definitely be going through and trying to make sure everybody gets extra time that they have outlined if they're a DPS student. But you do need to meet with me in some way, whether that's by texting me or emailing me or having a phone call with me or a Zoom meeting with me that says, where you say, I want my accommodations applied. And we go over your accommodations together and I let you know how I will apply them. You let me know if I'm messing up in some way. Okay, so there's 150 points of extra credit, and this is how you reach me. Here's my email, here's my phone number, and this is the frequently asked questions page. I'm going to head back to where we were in Canvas. Okay, so this is how to navigate the course and turn in assignments. So if you don't know how to turn in assignments on Canvas, this will tell you. This is also the same video that you saw in Start Here, Read This First, but you might just be able to access it easier there. This is our purchase list, so this is what you need to purchase for the class. And I think this might take a minute to come up, but you can just download this. Clicking here. Now it's downloaded. There it is. What you need to buy. So this is the recommended textbook. It looks like this. You do not need to buy this book, but I will be presenting material from this book. No extra credits offered for purchasing this. Do not buy this. It's not due. It's just like, hey, by the way, we're using this book. There are materials taken from this book, but you don't need it. You do need this one, though. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. Again, this is recommended. If you turn it in, you'll get extra credit, but I'm strongly recommending, if you can afford it, to purchase it. I think the online version is maybe like $15 to $30, depending on where you purchase it. We got the daily or weekly day planner. This is required. You have to get it. You have to upload proof of purchase to that assignment. Let me show you the assignment. Going back in time here. See, that's still churning. Like, here's the assignment. Purchase your textbook and day planner. Okay, so this assignment's locked right now. So I'm going to actually get out of student view so I can show you the assignment. Let me do that. How do I get out of student view? Oh, down here. Leave student view. Okay, here's my view. All right, so here's the assignment. it's going to look a little different for you, but it will tell you what books you need. So you will hold up a copy of the book here if you have it. If it's an online copy of the book, you'll take a screenshot from the middle of the book, not the beginning or the end. Here's how to take screenshots. And if you have a receipt that's showing you purchased the book that has your name associated with it, you can use the receipt and turn that in. Or you can even show me like the tracking information, like it's coming to you, or you can show me it in your digital library. Okay, so you will turn this in, and basically this is how the rubric, this is how I will be grading you. On regular assignments, the rubric will be found just underneath the assignment on the assignment page. So proof of purchase for 7 habits. It looks like I need to update this rubric, so I'm going to go ahead and update it right now. So this is going to be 0 points because this is extra credit for this. So this will be extra credit if turned in. And this will be 20 points for the day planner. Okay, so either you have it or you don't have it. If you don't have proof that you purchased it, it's a 0. This, you will get 10 points of extra credit. I'm going to write that here in the description. We'll see. There we go. So it says use this rubric for assignment grading. So when I grade this assignment, I'm literally going to just click on either you got this 20 points and I'll put the extra 10 in, and that will be how you start out the class. This is your first assignment. It's due on Monday by 11:59 p.m. Okay, next we have the day planner and how to use it. So here's the day planner. And it says using your day planner, you're going to watch the video or read the information. So I would watch the video. The video is very informative. If you have never used a day planner before, I strongly urge you to watch the video. If you are comfortable already using a day planner, read it, okay? This is very informative on how I would like you to use the day planner and why I'm requiring it. It's really important. Okay, so Grammarly, you can actually apply an extension for Grammarly. So I actually don't know if I have the extension here, but the way to download it is here. So it gives you instructions on how to do it, and you can go to how to install the browser extension for these browsers, okay? I'm going to warn you that some browsers do not work really well with Canvas, but if you want to know what Grammarly does, is it corrects your grammar as you go. I don't have it turned on currently here. Maybe I can turn it on. I don't know. I'm not sure how to do that, actually. Yeah, normally I have it enabled, but I've been really working on my spelling, and so I don't have it enabled here. So Zoom, this is just basics on how to use Zoom, and it's going to tell you like just basically the guide on how to use Zoom. It's pretty basic and it's generic for any school or class. Okay, this is going to be where your syllabus is. I'm going to switch to student view again. So this is what you'll see. So you're going to see for the syllabus here, the PDF version. So if you click on it, you'll see the syllabus for the class. Click up here to download it. So if you click up here, it'll download it for you. And I want to show you what that looks like. So here is our section number. We're only from June 2nd to July 11th. This is a completely online class. Here's my contact information. You can make appointments with me to meet up. These are important course dates. So our course begins on June 2nd. Last day to add classes is June 6th. So I believe that's Friday. Let's take a look here. June 6th is Friday. All right. So let's see. Independence Day. Okay, so the drop deadline with no W is June 10th. So if you want it to be like you never entered the class, drop by June 10th. If you want to drop the class and you're going to get a W on your report card, a W does count against you towards your progress. So you could technically get kicked out of college for having too many W's and not enough completed classes. So please keep that in mind, that having too many W's, like if you take 2 classes and you withdraw from both of them, that automatically puts you on progress probation because you have more withdrawn classes than you do completed classes, that may cause you a problem in continuing at Chafee. So it's better to take less classes and not to have any W's. All right, so July 4th, the school's closed, but we still have work that week, and it's still going to be a full week of work because we've only got 6 weeks. We do not have time to take whole weeks off. All right, then we've got our final, everything is due, including all extra credit in the class, is due on our last day of class, July 11th. Here's a picture of our textbook. And this is just links to other academic supports on campus. I'll let you explore those. If you find any of them are not working, just let me know and I will post a link. These are the things you will learn in the class. I'll let you read that, but you need to get a C or higher to pass the class. There are no C minuses at Chafee, by the way. Here's my teaching philosophy again. Just telling you I'm here to help. I'm giving you tools. I care about you. I am strict because I care. Okay, so here we are, frequently asked questions, which we already reviewed, same things. And here's our course schedule. So we have a key here for the course schedule. Sorry, my phone. So the key is on course is OC, 7H means the 7 habits of highly successful teens, Canvas means Canvas, and EC means extra credit. So those abbreviations are going to appear throughout the syllabus. So week 1, we have these topics, and this is the topics we're reviewing. These are the things you need to do to study for your final exam. I would recommend taking notes. If you have the book, I recommend reading the material. If you don't have the book, I strongly recommend you take better notes off of your Canvas than you would if you did have the book. You want to study your syllabus this week to understand how it works. So the assignments this week are purchasing the day planner and the textbook. Again, the textbook is extra credit. And discussion, meet and greet, I'll go over that, and discussion, paradigms and principles. Some weeks we have 2 discussions, some weeks we only have 1. Some weeks we have a discussion and an assignment. There are a couple ongoing assignments that you'll be working on throughout the term that are bigger to help you learn to manage those. I do have a drop deadline with no W warning here on 6/10. And we got week 2. You'll see there's a assignment and a discussion. And then the time management packet is worth, I believe, 100 or 200 points in the class. So that's a bigger assignment. You have 2 weeks to do it. It's due on 6/23. So when you see that due date, you know you have until the following week here to turn it in. Okay, so week 3, here's the topics. Here's what you need to study. Here's the assignment. So you see this assignment is continued from last week. We have a actual assignment. We have a discussion. And then I'm giving you another big assignment, but you have till 6:30 to finish it. So week 3 is the very middle of this class. So you're going to see the highest workload here. Okay. And I'm trying to make the workload a little higher this week. So next week when we have 4th of July, it's a little less. You do have 2 extra credit assignments here. You need to start them at this time. I don't expect them to be completely full because we only have so much time to complete them, but I would recommend starting them during that week so you can get the extra credit. Okay, so then this is week 4. We've got the campus research reports due next week. We have a discussion, we have an assignment, and we have another discussion. So this is a heavy week again, and just trying to get that out of the way before July 4th for you. Campus research reports are due next week on 6:30, again, before 4th of July, so you want to worry about it. Final exam, I give it at this time, so you can work on it for the next few weeks. So that's week 4, so you have 2 weeks to complete that. Oh man, this says 7/26. It's due on 7/11, so I'm going to have to fix that and reissue the syllabus. That's kind of why I went over this. So these will be due 7/11, and I believe I have that here. Yeah. So 7/11, that's when they're due. And I have it correct here. Gotcha. So this, I'm telling you now, is incorrect. I will fix it. Due 7/11. Make a note of it. All right. We got week 5. God damn, stop calling me. Sorry, I get frustrated because it's literally like some guy that's just calling me over and over again. Okay, so we got campus resource reports due today. We've got review items from week 5, Canvas, and we've got reading 7 habits, habit 5 and habit 6, and reviewing the PowerPoint on writing. So we've got the discussion on campus resource reports. So campus resource reports are due today. You're going to turn those in, and then you're also going to go to the discussion so you can reflect and comment on other people's campus resource reports. So please note, there's an assignment here, but there's also a discussion, and they're 2 separate things. We have an outline for a paper, which is an assignment that's due. So we have the discussion and an assignment. There's also an extra credit paper here. This extra credit paper is worth 50 points. You do have to visit the Writing Center. It is due on 7/11, which is the last day of the class. This is also the last day of the class. There is, I guess, that extra credit paper. I have another extra credit paper I'm going to throw in this week. So if you have time to do it, you can get another 50 points of extra credit for that. It's not on the syllabus, but I'm letting you know that I'm going to offer that. We've got the final exam due this week. We have a course wrap-up, and we also have a discussion, a discussion course wrap-up, discussion sharpen the saw. So those two things in addition to the final. This is going to be a lighter week for you because I know you're probably going to be working on the final. This is a very important page here. We have all the assignments. Basically, we've got assignments. There's 6 of them. We got purchasing the day planner, which is this week's assignment, goals worksheet, and outline for the paper, note-taking assignment, and the muscle reading worksheet. Each one is worth 20 points for 120 total points. Campus resource reports are worth 200 points. The time management, by the way, the campus resource reports, you're going to be assigned some places to visit on campus, and you're going to report on those things. And I'm going to give you a form to fill out. It is really easy. It's not difficult at all. It requires online research. That's it. And I just want us to learn more about the services that the college office offers us. And you'll be researching a few of those and then sharing those with other classmates in that discussion. So you guys can learn about all the resources that are available on campus. It's actually very helpful. The time management packet is worth 100 points. You have 2 weeks to do that. And then you have your final exam. You've got 2 weeks to do that. So those are the big point assignments: campus resource reports, time management packet, final exam. Notice there's part 1 and part 2 here in the syllabus. Each one's worth approximately 100 points. We have 8 discussions in the class: the meet and greet, paradigms and principles, being proactive, time quadrant scripts, discussion on campus resource reports, discussion sharpen the saw, and course wrap up. Each one's worth 40 points for 320 points total. Look at the discussions are worth the most points in the class, so that'll probably be not a smart idea to skip those. Okay, here's the point breakdown. If you'd like an A, you need at least 846 points in the class to get the A. I do offer A minus, A, and A plus, and if you want to determine that, I believe I cut it off from like 90 to 93 is an A minus, 94 to 96 is an A, 97 to 100 would be an A plus. It's the same breakdown for B and C, except C there's no C minus. It's just from 70% to 76% is going to be a C, and then 77 to 79 will be a C plus. If you get a D or F in the class, that's a not passing grade, and that will look bad on your report card. If you do not finish the class, like you don't drop the class and you just stop coming, you'll still get an F in the class, but it will be called an FW, or a fail to withdraw from the class. Here's our extra credit assignments. So we have purchasing the book 7 Habits is 10 points. The extra credit paper with Writing Center tutoring is 50 points. We've got the tracking form and the 32-day commitment, which are part of the time management. You'll do those for 3 weeks and turn those in at the end of the class. And then that last lecture essay I mentioned, I'm going to throw in the last week, worth 50 points. So you can kind of plan ahead a little bit. Total is 155 extra credit points. You can totally, figure out how you want to approach the class here for the grade that you'd like by completing. You do have to complete correctly, though. I do grade based on whether you followed the directions in the assignment or not. It's really not subjective at all. It's like, did you do what I asked or not? So if you follow directions in the assignments, you'll get full credit. Okay, we've got a poem on success that I wrote for you. I'll let you read that, and hopefully you like it. And so basically that is the syllabus, and I will make that change to that due date on the campus resource reports and repost it prior to the class starting. All right, so here we are in week 1. Every week I have an assignment list here at the top that tells you what assignments are actually due this week, and it's basically just exactly what's in the syllabus. This is so if you don't have your syllabus with you or whatever, and you're just cruising through, you have what's here. You basically can see what's due. Okay, then we've got SpongeBob says, welcome. What's up? I'm going to click on next down here to move to the next page. There's a fun video here. I'm going to tell you that this is not going to be on the test or anything, but it's just a video about respecting one another, and it's kind of cute, and it's claymation, and I would love you to watch it. I think it'll be good for you. All right, this is a PowerPoint on college customs. Just, you know, there is at the very end of this, and I don't know why it's being weird with the evaluation only, but I'm sorry, but the information's important. But this last part where it says, actually, I already took it out, so we're good. So yeah, you just need to review this. This is a lecture, so you do need to watch this video and watch this video and watch this video. It will be on the test. If it's in Canvas, it's probably going to be on the test, except for that one I just told you wasn't. Everything else will be. This is a discussion. It will not be available until the class begins. So I'm going to leave student view so I can show you how to do it. All the discussions are pretty much set up the same. So I left student view, so I can't really show you how you'll see it, but you're going to watch my lecture on identity shifting. It is rather long. It's 36 minutes, but very cool. So basically, you're going to draw a picture of an evolved version of you that can be digital or handmade drawing. You're going to include any superpowers that you have with an explanation. Here's examples of, zoom in a little bit here so you can see better. But yeah, see how they have their superpowers listed. And these are people that took my in-person class, and they drew an evolved version of themselves, and they wrote their superpowers that they would like to have on there. Honestly, you'll be turning this in, and then you'll be responding. It says, go back and respond to 2 other students' posts using at least 5 sentences for full credit. I'll be choosing a winner of this. Whoever does the best drawing along with being creative with these superpowers will win. And none of these were winners. These are just regular old, this is how you do the assignment. This is how to create and upload videos. And I think, because like you might not know how to do that, how to do webcam capture. So if you don't know how to create a video, you can do it. You can do a video introduction, or you can just introduce yourself. Okay. So follow the directions carefully for discussions. That's the discussion for this week. That's one of them. Okay. So I'm cruising to the next thing here. This is just the videos that go with the identity shifting. This is like something I referenced, which is like Pokemon evolving, because you're evolving like a Pokemon. And then this is the video where U 2.0 is discussed by Quasi Jahir. He got it from another place too. This is where I got that information. And if you wanted to watch it, you could, but it is not necessary. These videos are just reference videos, okay? So just so you know where I got the information. Lecture and discussion. So this is a lecture and a discussion. So if we were in class in person, I would be giving this lecture in person. But here's some background information for those of you who don't have the book yet. Or if you're not going to get the book, you need to watch this video and this video to fill in the blanks that you would have from the reading. If you have the book and you read that first page 1 through 28, you don't need to watch this and you don't need to watch this. You can just dive right into the assignment. Here's the assignment. So I actually begin a lecture here. What's going to happen is I'm going to prompt you in the lecture to access these other videos. So I'll be talking and then I'll be like, okay, now I want you to go to this video and watch that and then come back when you're done. Okay. So you watch this one, come back and finish the lecture, watch this one, come back, finish the lecture, watch this one, come back and finish the lecture. And then you're going to do the discussion. And so in the discussions, it says copy and paste the following list of questions. So here it says copy and paste an answer. So you Control C and then copy and paste it into whatever document you're working on, okay? And then put it in the discussion. So do you agree with Dr. Borgi that thoughts affect things? Why or why not? Is your thought process generally positive or negative? Explain why. List your top 5 principles, which you should know from watching this up here or reading the book, what a principle is. It is not, principles are not what you think. So make sure that you review what those are, because that's what people usually mess up on in this discussion. And how is your thought process influenced by your principles? and how does this affect the decisions you make? So please know the difference between paradigms and principles. That is what this is called. If you do not know the difference between a paradigm and a principle at the end of this, I will be able to tell when you answer these two questions and you will lose points. So make sure that you know what the difference is and that you follow the directions for discussions closely. You do have to go back and respond to other students. Once you have posted your questions, scroll up to read and respond to two other students' posts. Responses should be at least one paragraph or 5 sentences in length. If you do not have all 5 sentences, you will lose points. So when I say you must follow directions, please make sure that you do. Now, up here it says answers should be in paragraph form. So each one of these questions should have 5-sentence answers. Why do I make you do 5-sentence answers? Some people get upset about this, but really it's just a way for me to have you practice writing paragraphs, because writing paragraphs is something you'll be doing often in Canvas and often in all of your college classes. You're going to be writing a lot of papers. This class is kind of like a training day for that, because you're learning how to write 5 complete sentences over and over again on every discussion. That's why these are worth 40 points, because there's writing and I want you to learn. So I actually am very excited that you are going to be writing a lot in this class, and I apologize in advance if it makes you uncomfortable. It's difficult, but trust me, you will see a huge improvement in your writing, and you will give yourself a pat on the back and say, thank you, Dr. Borgi, for pushing me, hopefully. Okay. That's the last assignment for this week, but we do have a PowerPoint on chapter 1, which is about being proactive, or being a college student, how to understand what you need to do. Unfortunately, we've got all these timestamps, but not timestamps, but evaluation only for these PowerPoints, because apparently Canvas decided that they were, from something that I took or whatever. This is a book that I use in a lot of my classes, and I've never had this thing show up before, so I guess maybe they complained that we're using it without using the book. So sorry, just do your best. So now I'm in the next thing. So this is actually, I'm going to switch back to student view. It's a student. This should be like not available. Get out of here. To home. Modules. So I think that's everything you need to know about the class. It's a lot. So sorry if this video is super long, but it is very thorough and comprehensive. Please, if you would like extra credits, because I am one to offer that, this video is on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, and on my YouTube channel, you leave me a message that contains your first and last name, and let me know what you think of this video. Was it helpful? Is there something that I forgot? Are there questions that you have? Or even just to say hello. As long as you leave a comment on the video, you will get 15 points of extra credit to start out this class. So I really strongly encourage you to do that. And that is just to make sure that you listen to the end of the video. So those of you who did listen to the end are going to get 15 points of extra credit if you take that time to just leave a comment. Make sure you leave your name, though, because sometimes your YouTube handle is not your name and I don't know who you are, and I'm not going to go hunting you down. So make sure your name's included if you would like the extra credit. Okay, so that's it. I'm really looking forward to having you this term in my class. I'm excited to teach the class. You're going to learn so much if you apply yourself. If for any reason you're not going to take this class, please drop the class in my Chafee view. If you are wondering if you should drop, please just check in with me. Let me know. A lot of times if you fail 1 or 2 assignments at the beginning, it may look bad, but trust me, you can get the rest of the points you need to pass. You just need to get those like in the syllabus where it told us how many points you need to pass the class. No matter how many points you have, it's like you need to look at how many are left, because you need to pass the class, you need at least 658 points, period. If you get 658 points, you're passing the class. So I would suggest coming up with a strategy here on how you're going to do that, using your day planner to plan out your weeks and how you're going to approach all the assignments. It is going to be busy. This is a 6-week class in summer. So it's a accelerated class with lots of information. So be prepared. Know you're going to be busy. And I'm excited to get to know you guys. All right. Have a good one, and see you in Canvas. Bye.